All right, everybody, welcome to a big matchup at McCann Ice Arena. Number 13, Siena versus number 15 and Marist. Top 14 teams go to regionals, so this is going to be a huge matchup for the Red Foxes to try to get into that race. But the last time these two teams played, it didn't look so good for the Red Foxes. They lost that matchup 3-2. What is Marist going to have to do in this game to try to, win against the big Siena team who, I mean, they got some guys.
They do have some guys, Derek. They have Tyler Sullivan and Nate Scarizio. They both have 62 points between the two in 40 games played, or 20 games played. So they're the two guys to look out for. So I think if the Red Foxes can shut those guys down when they step on the ice, always be aware of where they are, keep a man following them, and if at need, put two guys on them. Just make sure they can't get the puck on their stick. These Siena team might not be able to do much. They're a fast team, so the Red Foxes just got to get the puck in behind them and make Siena just continue to change directions and lose their speed.
Yeah, and you talk about the two-man attack for Siena. For Marist, it's not necessarily a one-guy show. It's not a two-guy show. Everybody has kind of been in that situation where a lot of guys have double-digit points, most being 21.
Yeah, a lot of guys have a lot of points, but you do have the same guys that come out here and do the same thing every night. You have Braden Kehoe, he comes in every night, you know what you're getting from him. You're getting some good defense, and then he's also going to be able to provide some offensive opportunity. You have Tyler Stoneman, who's either going to put the puck in the net, play, make, do whatever. Michael Russo sitting, I think, just 1 point under a point per game, or he might have just hit that mark, but having a great rookie season. And then you also have guys like Kwong, Hickman, just players that are just always doing their thing every night, not really faltering. And when they are having, say, a bad night for their standards, you got other guys picking them up. So that's a big thing that will help this team and the Red Foxes is their depth.
Yeah, the biggest thing from last year to this year, the depth. The not necessarily lack of experience, but the younger guys for the Red Foxes have really led them to success in this season. And it's been a while since we've seen Anthony Russo get the start. He's going to get the start in this one. He started a lot more of their road games than home games of late, but he gets a start in this one. What are you looking forward to in Russo in this one?
Well, I do know it's just his birthday last week, so he's got another age of experience which is going to help him. Just that extra year helps a lot. And like you say, he hasn't started in the past couple of games, but I believe he did start in the away game last week, which the Red Foxes won 5-2. So to come off of a whole month break, play a good Montclair team, and come away with the win, only letting up two goals. It's a good showing for him after a break. So he's going to get his second start back-to-back here. I think he's going to fare well.
Yeah, it's got to be something when you talk about the youth of the Red Foxes this season, the depth, and Anthony Russo. You don't expect it from a lot of hockey guys. He started last season, playing the majority of the games in goal for them as a freshman. So that's certainly something to look out for, as we will have puck drop coming shortly in this game. Certainly going to be an interesting matchup between when you got 13, 15. We're going to turn it over to our PA man. Well, no. So I'm muting our mixer so they can't hear us, but they can hear that.
Now let's meet tonight's starting lineup for the Siena Saints. Starting at forward number 18, Scott Banker. At forward number 22, Chris Stolman. At forward number 25, Sam Hedlund. On defense, number 26, Pat Rowan. On defense, number 27, Brett Jovio.
So, can you give me the numbers for Siena? So 30,
18, and I think that's 22. Yeah, 22 is the last one.
Marist, what do you say?
I said, what are you looking for? But
Oh no, I was just making sure we had everything. All right, I'm gonna start up. Alongside Tommy Berry, I'm Derek DeGallo, and right from the open, we mentioned this. Number 13 seed in Siena, number 15 in Marist. Just certainly going to be a doozy in this one. Two top 15 teams looking to try to go to regionals this year. Both teams much improved from last year. Stoneman for the face-off for the Red Foxes. And Hudend for the face-off for Siena. Barone with the puck for the Red Foxes. Off of the board this time. And the puck goes into the neutral zone now. Red Foxes just putting on pressure early on the Saints. Siena makes a move this time, and going down the ice is, it looks like Rusano. It was actually Banker who was involved on that one. And that's going to be the first save of the game by Russo. So there's going to be a face-off in the D zone for Marist. Scarincio talked about him right from the open. Tommy, he's going to have a huge impact for Siena in this one.
yeah, Derek, that's right. He definitely will, but you just got to, just like in all teams, you know, every team has a really good player. Some teams have more than one. Some teams have two, like Siena does. So if you just keep an eye out on them, because most of the time coaches don't put the two best players on the same line. So if you can keep an eye on when they're on the ice and keep someone on them, you'll fare well.
Exactly. Two guys for Siena both have over 30 points, which is just exceptional to see. The Red Foxes, their most guy just has over 20, so certainly a disparity there.
It definitely is. Those two Siena guys, Sullivan and Scarincio, they're fifth in the SECHL for points behind three Army players.
Yeah, I mean, Army has been dominant throughout, this season, and they were dominant last year. They're in the top 5 right now, which comes to no surprise to very many, because every single year it seems like Army's always at the top.
Yeah, Army's just a really good squad. I mean, they're the Army after all. They just have some really good athletes coming in there.
Yeah, and it's every year. It's not necessarily, yes, they got some guys graduating and stuff like that, but every year they're going to be competing at a high level. This time it's the older Faraday brother pushing it up the ice for the Red Foxes, but it's going to go right the Saints' way. Moving forward this time is Siena. Pass inside, tried to go to Sullivan there, but just went out of reach for him.
Yeah, that was a good heads-up play there by Braden Kehoe. I saw him the whole time. He was tracking Sullivan and, just lifted his stick right at the right moment.
Rousseau put some pressure on for the Red Foxes. The youth that we talked about for Marist just coming to play early.
This is a older Siena team, so just, right now they could be, like I said, older, so you just got to tire them out, let the youth, the guys that have their legs behind them, let them get in there.
Exactly, and Stoneman with a chance here for the Red Foxes, gets a shot on net, and that one puck is loose for the split second, but gathered up on that one is McCarthy, and you look at the stats for Siena in terms of goaltending, and McCarthy has played in 15 games for the Saints.
Yeah, that's something. That's always good to have a go-to goalie that you can just rely on night in and night out. Every night he comes in there, he gets the start. You know what you're getting from him, and your team can play around him. He has a bad night, your team can support him. He has a really good night, he bails your team out, and that's something a lot of teams have. But luckily for the Red Foxes, they had the ability to do that with multiple goalies and switching out between Schauder and Rousseau.
As Stone put the shot on the net for the Saints, and that one's going to be cleared away for a split second. Just batted out was Rousseau. Another shot in there, and Rousseau just going to stab it away. And they're going to get a line change. It's been pretty back and forth so far. Nothing to note besides a couple shots by Siena, one or two shots by the Red Foxes, but Saints putting a lot of pressure on early.
The Saints definitely are. They're a good forechecking team as shown right there, but just as for the Red Foxes, they got to worry about getting the puck out fast, whether that's the last place they should be looking to get it out is up through the middle. They should be worrying about setting it off the boards or getting a couple chip shots off the glass or try to just create some tape-to-tape passes.
As Barone puts a hit on one of the Saints guys, that one goes wide of the net. That shot by the Saints, but Red Foxes cleared away, but it's going to go right back to the Saints, and they just continue to try to get the Red Foxes on defense.
Big hit there by Richie Williams at the blue line. It's a good move.
Pushing it forward, going right back to the Saints, off of the Red Foxes, but Casey gets it right to Barone. Barone using all of his body just to bat it out, and he's able to do so. Moving forward this time for the Red Foxes is Bruno, who was hot early in the season, and then went a little bit back to reality a little bit. Stoneman now, leading points getter. Just puts a shot right on net, and that's going to be an easy glove save on that one. Tried to go top right corner, but with that, May just easily is able to grab it. 15-11 remaining in period number 1. Still no score. Face off that time won by the Saints. But the Red Foxes get it right back. Opportunity. Stoneman with a shot just wide. Stoneman again, another opportunity. It's going to be pushed away for the split second, but Red Foxes get it right back.
That's going to be the key for tonight, is just trying to get a bunch of in-close shots like that. There you saw Stoneman tried to feed it up close to Rousseau in the front.
And that one it looked like Sotero went down trying to get the puck, but he got right back up as he hits the bench for a substitution. Down the left side is the Saints. Scarantino, we talked about earlier, having a huge presence. Round again were the Saints, but Red Foxes want to put the pressure on now. They will. Almost a give and go, but Stoneman wasn't able to handle it. Sullivan with it, shot way wide.
So far in these early 6 minutes of this game right there, Faraday did a good job there at pushing the shooter to the outside and eliminating his angles. And then earlier on the play, Huang also did a really fabulous job at forcing Scarino to the outside as well. So something that these Red Foxes are going to have to do is get sticks in the lane and then make sure they push the Siena Saints outside of the lane.
Opportunity earlier was Casey. Casey has it, gives it over to Buchik. Buchik thought about the shot, but didn't really have a lot of room with defenseman's right in front. Now it's going to go to the other Faraday brother, the younger one. He's just going to push it forward. It goes past the defenseman for Siena, but not the second one. That one's going to go off the boards. And back go the Red Foxes, back and forth for a little second, right in the neutral zone. Now the Red Foxes want to set it up as Faraday passed it over forward to Wild and wanted to do a give and go, but it didn't really work out. Looked like the ref had his hand up for a split second.
He did. He was calling an offsides there because of the late offsides.
Barone moving forward, shot right on net. That one's going to be a glove save there by Rousseau. So a couple of saves early on for Rousseau.
A really good start for Rousseau. The defense so far has been doing a good job at lifting up possible tips or, getting the Siena Saints sticks out of the way and then also clearing guys out of the way so Rousseau, if they're taking shots from the point, Rousseau has a good view on them.
Taylor was making a move, had the puck and kept it moving forward, and Taylor's going to take it now. Gives it over to Buchik. Buchik tried to pass it back to Hickman, but a little bit of miscommunication there.
It was just a mistimed pass, a little bit behind Buchik from Taylor there on a great 4-on-1 opportunity. I would have liked him to maybe slow it down a little bit, but at the same time, he had a couple Saints right behind him.
Hedlund with the shot on net, and that's going to be pushed away. Just touched off of Rousseau's glove there. As now in the neutral zone for Siena.
That one looked like a little bit of a high hit there, and it's going to be called. That was an elbowing right to Casey's head there from Sassouine. Just went to go finish the check and lifted his arm a little too high. I don't know what he's arguing about.
So he'll head to the box for 2 minutes. Red Foxes will be on the power play. 11:14 remaining in period number 1. Still scoreless, though.
There's a great chance here for the Red Foxes to get an early power play tally.
And Hickman's going to be on the face-off for the Red Foxes. Wins it over to Keogh. Keogh to Stoneman. Stoneman pushing it forward to Buchik. Now Stoneman with it. Over to Keogh to Stoneman. Shot on net right at the goalie there.
That's a great one-time opportunity. I see so far from these Saints, they're going to try to push the pressure to the top half of where Kehoe and Stoneman are, trying to hope that the quarterbacks will fumble the ball there.
Yeah, and that was a great save, that one on McCarthy.
Yeah, it looked like the net was wide open. Really good job from McCarthy to slide on over and recognize the shot and see it through to his glove.
Long over to Keogh. Keogh shot on net. That one goes wide. Fox is still putting the pressure. Keogh didn't find the puck, but he just wanted to go back just to make sure he had extra, that Rousseau had clearance.
Yeah, that was a good move there just from Kehoe. Just took an unlucky bounce off of the gaps in the boards and kicked out to center ice.
Fox is going around the other side. On the near side. That one goes forward again. Passing back. It's Barone, senior captain. Buchik to Hickman. Hickman with it, he's just going to float it around on the other side. That one's going to go inside again. There's a good pass there, but nobody there. Now it's Casey over to Barone. Barone inside to Hickman. Gets it back inside again was Casey. And the Saints are just going to clear it as there's 30 seconds left in the power play for the Red Foxes.
I am shocked that was not called an icing. I don't think anyone touched that after the red line.
Certainly the Saints were not happy with it.
I wouldn't be either.
Foxes are going to take their time even though there's 10 seconds left in the power play. Casey with it, sees 5 seconds. He wants to rush a little bit, and he does so, but he loses the puck. First power play kill for the Saints in this game. And that one's going to be a great play by the Red Foxes as that puck goes out. Looks like it was Bruno who got that puck out of play. So that's going to be a face-off in the D zone. Marist. Offensive zone for the Saints. And that one hits the ceiling.
And didn't come back down.
Yeah, they added extra padding to the ceiling, so looks like they found a gap in the padding, and that's where it just stopped.
I don't think he found a gap. I think he just sent it through the padding. Because the roof is just, what's the right word? Insulation, so I think he just put it through the padding and he got stuck there.
Could be true. I know it looks like there's
a
couple
multiple
holes.
Yeah. How long do you think it's going to take before that's recovered from up there?
I think it's going to take a while.
Couple years?
Well, about a couple years. It depends on what type of renovation the rink does. Obviously, Hudson Valley Vipers are playing at this rink, so maybe they might talk about it.
Brand new addition to the McCann Ice Arena, actually. It's their inaugural season. Go check them out at www.hudsonvalleyvipers.com.
Certainly interesting to watch that one. Maybe we'll have to tune in for some of those games.
Definitely. Season ticket holder prices, $153 for the whole year. That's a great deal.
Excellent, as long as they have a lot of home games.
I'd hope so.
I saw there was at least 6 on the schedule, so
Okay.
that's a start.
What does that make that like?
It's like
30
15,
per game?
It's like $15 per game, depending on that. So
I don't know where I'm getting 30 from.
I would assume there's probably more than 6 home games, though. As that one goes into the back of the net for the Saints. That one just went right past Rousseau on that one. One-on-one opportunity for the Saints, and they capitalize early.
Yeah, that's going to be a goal Russo wants back. I even saw it the way he skated out after letting that one in. It looked like he had it because he saw the shooter dead on because that was Rowan, yeah. And he took the shot just right at the blue line. And it wasn't even particularly a fast shot, a little bit of a floater, and it just somehow trickled by him. He's going to want that one back as the Red Foxes have 1-0 deficit to come back from.
It looked like on that one, I don't know about you, but it seemed like Rousseau just kind of tried to use his glove and didn't really try to put his body in front.
Yeah,
just kind of stabbed at it.
Yeah, it looked like he just tried to move his glove down rather than just positioning his body to guarantee the save.
Red Foxes is going to look to try to get back even. Rousseau, after that goal, it seems like he's a little bit more active after that drive there.
Yeah, that's something Russo thrives on. You know, you saw it all during the early season before the long winter break. He was not afraid to play the puck, and I think that's where he thrives. The games where he's, it sounds weird to say for a goalie, but the games where he's getting his hands on the puck and playing it, he tends to play a lot more because I think it boosts his confidence when he can get out of the net and not be confined.
Icing was called, so Saints in the O-zone. Opportunity skating around to the Saints in front. That one goes wide. Opportunity for Stone there. Now Buchik, one-on-one, tries to make a move, but loses the puck. Gets it right back, though. Over to Miller. Miscommunication on the Red Foxes where Farady's stick goes down.
Good recognition there from Kehoe, too, instead of just turning and flinging the puck towards Farady to see that he had no stick and decide to turn around and then cycle along the boards.
And they saw that happen, so Faraday went right to the bench. An opportunity again, and Siena capitalizing again. Second goal of this one. Not the start you want if you're the Red Foxes.
No, it's not. An early 2-0 lead gets this team fired up. You see it in the way they're acting. A couple of the players are also behind us. They're into it, so they're having a good time. So just not a... That one wasn't really Russo's fault. It's just the last-second redirection there. Kehoe did a good job at holding up the player, but there's two Saints there, so not much Red Foxes could do.
As of late, we saw the pressure the Red Foxes had, but it doesn't seem like the Red Foxes have had as much pressure as the Saints have another opportunity, and they didn't get it.
They did not. There's also a delayed penalty coming up. It looks like it's Michael Russo going for hooking, I believe. I did not see the call there.
Gonna just have some camera issues just in a second. And we just got back quickly, so on the face-off is Scarinzo. And Barone looks like he got tripped.
Yeah, looks like he got tripped off the face-off, so that's going to lead for a Siena, or it's going to be a 4-on-4 for minute 54, and then a 6-second Marist power play.
Yeah, so we've talked about it throughout the season, kind of your overall thoughts on 4-on-4, and I think it just creates more space, like you've mentioned multiple times, and I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing whatsoever.
Not at all. This type of 4-on-4 is definitely where Michael Russo is going to be wishing he wasn't out here, because he's a fast player. He wishes he was out here. He's a fast player. This is where he has the most skill.
Opportunity. Opportunity for Siena. They get a shot. That's one saved by Rousseau, and he covers that one up.
It was a good shot to bobble its way on out of Russo's glove, but luckily he was there to cover it back up.
Yeah, just a huge opportunity there, and they just got a little lucky at times. Skating forward now are the Red Foxes, but Siena just continues to put pressure. Casey with an opportunity, they score! Red Foxes with an answer.
That was a really good goal there. Like the captain, Jack Casey, that's the type of goal you needed. You're down 2-1 right now. You really needed your captain to get one to get you going, especially after the really good forecheck, knocking over the Siena forward as he was trying to break it out. It really gets the crowd back into it, gets the players back into it, and now you're only down 1 goal with 5 minutes left in the first period.
Yeah, that's exactly what you want to see from the senior captain. Faraday now, older brother pushing it forward. Now it's over to Miller with a pass to Casey. It's Bruno, actually.
I definitely think that goal just picked up the intensity. It looked like right there the Foxes were skating a little harder after the face-off, and then so was the Saints.
sometimes all you need to do is just get that first one, and then that confidence just comes with it.
It definitely does, especially, like you said, that's definitely the goal we needed from a senior captain. Just even though you're down 2-0 early, sometimes an early 2-0 lead can really ruin your confidence.
4 minutes, 20 seconds in the first period remaining, 30 seconds on 4-on-4, and then another added 4 or 5 seconds to the Red Foxes having a power play.
Schulman, the Siena goal scorer, did he have a goal? I believe he did. This Schulman, he took a really slam into the boards there after the whistle.
Yeah, Schulman, I'm not sure if he scored in this game, but
he did last game.
He definitely did last game. He had a huge impact in that victory for the Saints, in which they won 3-2 to take the cup.
Yeah, him and Pierce were really the standout players that game.
Yep. Going forward this time is the Red Foxes. Keogh leans up. So the defenseman putting some pressure on, didn't see the forwards go on, so he wanted to keep the pressure. 5 seconds of the power play for the Red Foxes.
Good move by Sotero there to recognize Kehoe went up and then went back to drop back and play defense.
Not much of a power play there, as the Red Foxes only had 5 seconds of the power play as that one's killed, but opportunity for Stoneman, that one's blocked. Tried to get it inside as well.
I do not think they even sent out a power play unit. I think they just ran the lines as they were.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, it was 5 seconds. There's really not much you can do in that amount of time.
Yeah, there's not much. But this Stoneman, Russo, and Sotero line, they're really playing well. So they got together at the beginning or the game before the break, and then they stuck with
that one goes in the back of the net for Stoneman. A little sneaky move on that one.
Yeah, that's a big goal now to tie the game up 2-2 after some forecheck pressure from Michael Russo to now give it right there to this Tyler Stoneman, who buried it. Like I said earlier in the game, the chances in front of the net are really going to be the factor in this game, as 3 of the 4 goals so far in this game have came from that.
It looks like someone is injured on the Siena side, as the trainer is going over to Siena's side to check him out.
Like I was saying, the Sotero, Russo, Stoneman line got together December 3rd, played last game against Central Connecticut State. They put up, I think, a combined 12 points. It's Tyler Stoneman with 5 points that game. Not sure how many Sotero had, but I know Russo had 3, 1 goal, 2 assists. Just a fabulous lineup here so far. So good from Coach Hurlbut there to recognize that those 3 players have good chemistry and put them together, and it's been working well so far.
Yeah, I think we talked about the beginning of the season. It seemed like the youth were really standouts, but they weren't all on the same line. So chemistry kind of was a little bit of a factor in some of the losses. But now at the end of the season, it seems like he's figured out what lines to work with, and it seems like it's been working throughout.
Oh, without a doubt, it's been working throughout the season. Obviously, the beginning with 14 new players, you're not expecting a good start. You want a good start, but if you don't have one, as long as you're going to have some pieces to build from, which is what the Red Foxes did, and they were still a couple games over 500, so we call that a shaky start, but in reality, that's a really good start.
It was a very good start, especially considering the circumstances of just not have a lot of returners.
Exactly, but just, some of the games they weren't in it, some of the games they were, so now they're competing every single game against no matter the opponent.
Pierce skating around for the Saints. Opportunity inside. That one goes in the back of the net for the Saints. Scoring early is happening in this one.
Yeah, that's just a good move there by Pierce there to the hold off. Hold off Barone from the body check, and then was able to keep control. That's good puck control right there, and then he was able to find Scarvino at the end. The other standout player we mentioned is right there. He's got a goal scorer's touch, and he found himself in the back of his net.
Yeah, I mean, you talk about it right at the beginning, and he says, okay, guys, you're talking about me. I got to put on a show, and he does it right there.
Yeah, he does. He showed us why we talked about him.
So 1 minute, 35 seconds remaining in period number 1. Saints lead by 1 goal, 3-2. So The Foxes had momentum. Looks like they lost it for the split second, so we'll see how they rebound after giving up goal number 3.
That's a big thing in hockey, is just rebounding. You always got to find a way to get past the losses, get past the missed plays, and take it one shift at a time, and don't try to cheat yourself.
Opportunity, that one goes right off the mask of Russo, and Russo gathers that one. Siena fandom players certainly fired up.
They're having a good time.
Yeah, I mean, certainly an important matchup for both teams, 13-15. Rivalry game, I mean, it's what you expect.
Yeah, it is. This game could very well decide if the Red Foxes make the playoffs or don't make them.
And that's going to be icing, so 30 seconds and 4 milliseconds remaining in period number 1. Red Foxes will be in the O-zone looking for a quick goal just to tie it up before intermission.
I just saw the official talking to Anthony Russo down there. I just realized, no Smalley tonight. I think that's 3 games in a row he hasn't officiated for the Red Foxes.
Yeah, he realized during that winter break he just wanted to take some time off. But also, I mean, he's been doing it for a while, so maybe with the Hudson Valley Vipers coming to town, he's been doing more of those games.
Yeah, they could have poached him.
Yeah, I mean, was very reliable. I mean, why not? Saints 5 seconds. Might want to get a shot off. They're not going to be able to get one off. So after period number 1, score Siena 3, Red Foxes 2. We'll be right back on the Marist Hockey YouTube channel. All right, everybody, welcome back. Period number 2 coming shortly. But Tommy, before we get this period number 2 up and away and started, what can you take from period number 1?
Marist, they got down early 2-0. Yeah, got down 2-0 early, but they battled back to tied at one point at 2-2, and then just an unfortunate play that resulted in it becoming 3-2. So you really just need to forget about that first period and focus on the good things from that period and just continue to play well. And so far, they're not being outplayed, but they're not outplaying Siena. So hopefully this shift of the period can help change the momentum. And the Marist also needs to keep in mind that they have a longer change right now, so they got to be smarter with when they're changing, because it's not going to be as easy as it was in the first period.
Yeah, and another thing to look out for is Russo. How's his confidence going to be in period number 2? You gave up 3 goals in the first one. What are the adjustments?
The adjustments is to play more team defense. Besides that, that first goal, the second goal, there wasn't really. The goals were kind of a couple defensive breakdowns, and just there wasn't a lot of them, but the 2 defensive breakdowns of that period resulted in a goal, so you just got to clean that up.
And icing happens within 14 seconds of play. Face off in the O zone for the Saints. Won by the Red Foxes. Saints with it, stabbed away for a second with the Red Foxes. And they're going to push it down the ice. That time it goes off of Rowan. And Barone's going to set the pace for the Red Foxes. Pushing it forward was Barone. That's going to be a save on that time by Rousseau.
Not the greatest play there by Barone. He kind of just picked up the puck and just tried to fling it off of his backhand and just fed right to a Siena player. As a defenseman, especially as a captain, leader of this team, you got to recognize those situations and play a little bit more defensively sound.
Yeah, defense is going to be a huge factor. Seeing 5 goals in the first period. So defense for both sides are going to try to improve. That's a decent hit there by Wild. Move that time by Kwong with the backhand. Now Siena. Continuing to put pressure on the Red Foxes as they get a line change. And that one hits the ceiling, but that one does not go into the ceiling like last time. That just floats right back down, Tommy.
Yeah, it came back to earth. Physics wanted to work that time.
Guess there it wasn't a hole. Neutral zone face-off. Cetera in the face-off for the Red Foxes. Siena trying to get another opportunity to try to get another goal. Had 3 in this game so far. Trying to look for number 4. They lose the puck, though. And that one looks like that might have gotten out of play, but it doesn't. Kwong over to Faherty, the other defenseman to defenseman. Kwong floating it up, and I guess barely touches the ceiling, but didn't really look like it did. So another neutral zone. Nope, not going to be a neutral zone face-off. It's going to be a Saints O-zone face-off. And it's going to be McCauley. I've mentioned him a lot today, but he's had an impact in the other games that Marist has played the Saints. The Saints won that one. Pushing it forward, Rousseau now has it. Over to Stoneman. Stoneman tried to go quick over to Cetera, but just out of his reach that time. And there's a hit. Stoneman goes down. And it's going to be a delayed penalty. Rousseau's going off to add an extra skater in the meantime.
Yeah, that's just a routine trip there on, I don't remember the number on who did it. Sorry, it was, Zappella. You know, that's just a routine trip, nothing else more.
It was interesting to see Russo get off the ice. The amount of room that he has to skate from the net all the way to the opposite side.
But that's just what goalies do.
No, I know, but it's just interesting when the puck is like right in there.
Well, 'cause it doesn't matter. Whenever the Saints touch the puck, the play is instantly called dead.
Yes, but I would, as they go down, and it looks like just some pushing and shoving, but I mean, it just seemed like it was just odd seeing him go the length of the ice.
I disagree there, Derek.
Just
DiCarlo.
odd. I just said it was odd.
No, I don't think it's odd. I mean, I'm watching hockey in my free time, and there's a second period penalty in the defensive zone. The goalie's always rushing. Especially that's a longer ice than here.
Fair enough.
This is a shorter rink compared to most.
This time, Weil going forward. The Red Foxes, Sullivan put a hit on him.
I know, Red Foxes on this power play right now are having a struggle getting into the offensive zone and getting set up. The Saints are doing a really good job at bolstering down their blue line.
Opportunity for Kwong, passing it over to Stoneman in the back of the net. Red Foxes tie it at 3.
That was just a great sequence from Kehoe feeding it. Like you mentioned earlier, he's a player that gives you the same thing every night. He'll give you offensive opportunities there as he fed a perfect pass to Wong, who got by the defenseman, and then, you know, instead of going for a shot, he opened up his eyes, looked around, which is what all great defensemen do, and he fed it right to Stoneman with a beautiful one-timer, who found the back of the twine for his second goal of the game. To tie that 3-3 with another power play marker.
Tied at 3, 16:44 remaining in period number 2, and those who are interested or just tuning in after the Marist men's basketball team just lost to Niagara 67-62, as yet again, what did we just see?
Clock malfunction. They just... Wow, that was a bad one.
Clock malfunction. It's the name of the game.
At least there's some good music during the wait now.
So, you know, as a player during a clock malfunction, what do you normally do?
I don't know. The rings I played at, typically the clock was working. There was never really any issues with it. And we're just going to go with no clock for now. Great.
Well, at least they're playing pretty quickly, and they're not going to wait till it tries to get fixed.
Yeah, because who knows when it's going to be fixed.
Correct. It'll be fixed in the middle of the third period, most likely, at some point. So, scoreboard not working. Score tied at 3 after the Red Foxes goal. We don't really know how much time is left. I want to say around 15 minutes.
No, that goal was scored at 6:13, so there's about 12 minutes left in the game.
Opportunity goes in the back of the net. Red Foxes capitalize.
And the
Clock
back on.
works. Well, it's back up. Red Foxes, goal number 4. They lead Siena 4-3.
Another goal from another freshman there. Zachary Taylor is a really good move there, but I want to talk about James Hickman there on that one. He stuck with it. He had 3 guys on him. He got hooked. He got interfered with. Well, not interfered with, but he got hooked and slashed to the point where there's a delay penalty call. He stuck with it, forced himself to the front of the net. Like I said earlier, the front of the net will be the difference for this game. And then with that, Zachary Taylor came right into the back and finished it.
And then a penalty on Patrick Rowan of the Saints.
Yeah, it looks
He's
like
going to be in the box for 2 minutes.
Yeah, it looks like there's 2 penalties called there then, because obviously the delay penalty the Marist scored.
So Red Foxes, after the goal, now lead 4-3, and they have a power play. So things are looking pretty darn good for Marist. Casey, a little wild, back inside are the Red Foxes. Siena Saints trying to clear it. They're able to do so. Now its speed is Hudland, and that one goes out of play.
Kehoe, again, a fabulous defensive play. Granted, he didn't get a stick on the puck or anything, but he recognized the 2-on-1 early, got back and played the pass there, and only allowed a close shot there that ended up going wide.
So 135 of the power play for Marist. 15:47 remaining in period number 2.
Wow, I was off. I said there was 12 minutes left. My sense of time is horrible.
I thought there was at least 16.
Yeah, you're right. I heard him say 6, so I thought that meant like 6 minutes left in, 6 minutes have played.
Miscommunication on Barone and Russo, but they figure it out and gather it up. Red Foxes are going to look for goal number 5. Buchik. And that one's going to hit the ceiling and go out of play.
Batted back down. I think Kehoe earlier just might have found the soft spot.
.104 on the power play for the Red Foxes. See if they can capitalize here. Hickman wins it, gets the puck right back, gets help from Stoneman, but ends up going right back to Hickman anyways.
Right there, that's a big thing in the power play. It's just additional support. I mean, you guys are Red Foxes are a man up, so if the other team has the puck or there's a puck battle, you got to get as many guys in there.
Back to Buchik. Flings it off the board. Hickman to Barone, and then that puck's going to go flying, but Russo's right there, and he's just going to separate it a little bit for the Red Foxes. Stoneman over to Buchik. Buchik sees a guy in front. He's just going to shield him off. Over to Stoneman. Now to Hickman. 15 seconds on the power play. Hickman's just going to fling it off the board. And Siena's going to do the exact same, but Barone is going to get it quickly. And now that one goes out of play. Luckily, crowd was paying attention. 14-12 remaining in period number 2. Red Foxes lead 4-3. Back to even strength. Neutral zone face-off. Opportunity for Siena as they win the face-off. The Red Foxes clear it a little bit. For the meantime, Faraday over to Wild, back to Faraday, and that's going to hit off the board. Off of his chest there. Moving forward this time is Shulman. Red Foxes nail him, and Siena gets a goal. And then there's some extracurriculars happening after it looks like Rousseau got bodied after the goal.
No, that right there, Kehoe originally Kehoe had a hit that called a delayed penalty because he extended his leg out, it looked like a little bit, that the ref saw. And then they went on to score the goal, and Kehoe gave one of them a little bit of a bump from behind, which they didn't take too kindly. As it looks like there might be a couple penalties being served, and I think Kehoe's going to head to the box. Yeah, it looks like Kehoe's probably going to be heading to the box for 2 minutes for roughing.
Well, Kehoe's in the box. Most likely you would assume 2 minutes for roughing. Looks like there could be some more technical difficulties either with the clock or just writing everything up by the scores table.
I think that's what it is. I think he just called a trip, which
Yeah, I would assume it would be
I don't know,
tripping.
but I don't know why tripping. It was an after the play penalty.
Yeah, so should be interesting to see once we get the official wording of everything, and then the refs are going to talk to the two captains. Just
It looks like it's Richie Williams, Kyle Faraday, and Michael Russo talking to Larry Bird. Wow.
Larry Bird. We don't know his first name.
No,
here.
I think that is Larry Bird.
It's not. It's not.
NBA legend
It's
turned.
certainly
Poughkeepsie
not
hockey.
the NBA legend reffing Marist hockey. So it's clipping is the call.
Clipping. I don't
Keogh
think
will
I've
be in the
ever
box
heard
for
that
2
before.
minutes.
I don't think I've ever heard that as a penalty.
I mean, did he not say clipping?
No, I know. I'm sad. Me personally, I haven't heard it.
Maybe they're making up rules here.
Don't know what else to call it. Clipping, I guess. Red Fox is the penalty kill with 13:37 left.
Scott Banker was the one who scored that goal for the Saints.
Really took it to the bank.
Siena's going to try to stay in the ozone for as long as possible. Try to get the lead here. Give and go inside, moving around the ice. Sullivan with it.
Right now, the Red Foxes in this penalty kill seem to keep it to the outside. You know, they can let them work it around for 40 seconds, just as long as you don't give them a chance inside. That's it.
Breakaway opportunity. It looks like it's Taylor. Shot, no, deflected. Again deflected. That one goes out of play.
Good save there by McCarthy there. Just had a defender got the block shot, and then Zach Taylor followed it up, and he still stayed with it the whole time.
So good opportunity there for the Red Foxes, one-on-one, but just couldn't finish it.
Not at all, but you don't really need to finish on a penalty kill, because right now they have an offensive zone face-off, which they won.
And they got a shot off, too, so looks good there. And that one's going to be tripping.
It's a questionable call. But it is a tripping, but I don't know if that's the one to make in that situation, as it looks like I think there's 2 penalties being called. Unless, never mind, both the refs look at each other and give him a nod. It's going to be Tyler Stoneman heading for tripping. So now it's going to be a Red Fox 5-on-3 deficit.
5-on-3.
This is the one where you just got to stay in a triangle, stay tight, stay compressed, be compartmentalized, and just the second you get that puck, fling it off the glass and get it out.
They're very lucky they got the puck, though, first. Because they, Siena, the Saints, took out their goalies. They had an extra skater.
Oh, yeah.
Stoneman didn't have a stick.
He picked it up.
He picked it up late.
But when they entered the offensive zone, he was with everyone and had his stick.
So, got a little bit of a break, not giving up a goal. Save that time by Rousseau. Defense helps and pushes it away. 20 seconds on 5-on-3. Then we'll go back to normal power play for 1:15. Saints with an opportunity want to finish.
Well, and they lost an edge.
Decide again. Now back to normal power play. That one's going to go off the boards. Miller involved. Trying to push it down the ice. Did so for a split second, but the Saints got it right back. That one's going to go off the sideboard. Red Fox is just trying to push it out. Opportunity again. Stabbed that time by Russo, just trying to clear it. And they are able to clear it. 45 seconds in the power play for the Saints. Going to try to go quickly. They kind of do so, but then Pushed down the ice by Bruno.
Good play by Barone. Just getting it on his stick and setting it right off the glass. The glass is always your friend as a defenseman.
Faraday trying to push it away, same as Taylor. And they do. 10 seconds on the power play for the Saints. They're going to try to go as quick as possible, but Taylor was able to get the puck back so they can get back to even. And they are able to get back to even. So power play kill for the Red Foxes, huge for them. That shot goes just over the net on there. 10 minutes remaining in period number 2. Score tied at 4 apiece. He gets a huge hit. Was Siena. But he gets right back up. The Red Foxes pass is intercepted that time by Siena. Buchek just pushing it forward over to Hickman. Hickman just flinging it around to the other side. Now Siena's going to slow it down just a little bit. They've been going very quickly, like you mentioned earlier on. You said the key for Siena was just go fast, and they've been doing it so far throughout this evening.
Yeah, that's exactly where the Red Foxes were burned most of the time, is that the Saints just get it in deep, get it behind them, make the Red Foxes change their direction multiple times.
.9:17 remaining in period number 2. Pushing it forward. Now they're going to be in a neutral zone face-off. With 9:11 remaining in period number 2. What do you see the difference between period number 1 and period number 2 so far?
Intensity. That's definitely what it is. Both teams are playing a lot more intense. You see the goals, they're getting a little bit more aggressive celebrations. The hits are getting a little bit bigger. Every team just, they're starting to realize the stakes of this game, and they're playing like it.
Siena with an opportunity gets blocked. Now Marist on the breakaway. So made sure he got into the box very quickly, which he did, and that one's stabbed away by Faraday, the younger brother. Saved by Rousseau, still in front, but Rousseau is able to gather it. As there's a couple extracurriculars.
A little bit of some physicality. It just goes along with the intensity stepping up.
Now 8:35 remaining in period number 2. Opportunity that's saved by Rousseau. Another line change. KC for the Red Foxes. McNavich for the Saints. Actually, it wasn't him. It was Hudland. Shot right at McCarthy for the save. Casey again for the face-off for the Red Foxes. And they win it Barone's shot goes to the board, was deflected by Siena there, as Casey puts a hit. Now Siena in the neutral zone, trying to go quick. And that's just going to be stabbed away by the Red Foxes. Now Siena, 1-on-1, now 2-on-1. Goes to them, and they get it in the back of the net. That time, Scarnino, talked about earlier, had the goal earlier, has another one. As Siena leads 5-4, so it's looking like it's going to be a high-scoring affair.
Oh, it already is a high-scoring affair. They scored 5 goals in the first period. Just Scarino, just right now, just showing us why he's a top player in this league with that beautiful finish.
Not much you can really do from Rousseau's perspective if most of the time the opportunities of goals have been on situations where you only have one defenseman back.
Yeah, no, it's right there. It's not the best play to go play the shot. Maybe he didn't see the trailer coming in. Or maybe he thought, yeah, a little bit more defense with him with a little bit of a closer back checker, but just an unlucky break there.
Buchik, that was his shot, and that one just went above the net. 7:34 remaining in period number 2. Top 15 teams, 2 top 15 teams in this matchup. Hickman wins the face-off. Passing it over to Kwong. Kwong with a shot. That one just floated inwards. Big shot there by Taylor. Inside was Barone. No, it wasn't Barone. It was Hickman. Try to go to Taylor. Kwong pass just doesn't get a lot of mustard on it. That one just
Another
misfires.
shot.
Another opportunity in front. Hickman couldn't pick it up. Hickman inside again. Backfires. Faraday. Shot. Now Taylor finds the puck. Gives her to Hickman. Hickman's looking for something.
Hickman's gassed.
And they just needed a quick line change, and it's going to be icing, so it's going to help out the Red Foxes either way. Get some fresh guys on. Keogh coming in, and McCormack coming in as well. Hasn't played a lot in this game.
No,
Senior defenseman from West Nyack, New York.
He hasn't, but when he was on the ice, I noticed him right away because, he's a big defender, but I noticed he was hitting. That's what he is, and that's what he's here for. He does a great job at it.
Stoneman with a shot up. They get bounced around. And that puck goes down. That's going to go right to Rousseau, and Rousseau is going to gather that one up. And a couple extracurriculars there. Seems like every time there's extra physicality that you've mentioned throughout.
Yeah, there is.
It's what happens when it's a rivalry game.
Yeah, it's both an SECHL matchup as well as a MAC matchup. This could have been game 3 of the 87 Cup, but it's not. But they're playing like it is.
Oh, they certainly are. Was pushed away and
blown off for a high sticking on Siena. I believe this. Sorry, no, and the Red Fox is going to stay in the zone.
Just a stoppage. Now 6:09 in period number 2. Satera had the face-off, and they won it. Barone pushed it forward. And going back to Barone. Barone sees the puck. Can't get to it quick enough, as Siena had it that time. And then just going off the boards multiple times is the puck. And it floats over to Siena for them to try to set it up. And they will, as it's Schulman who gets involved. And they're going to wave that one off.
A late offsides call.
it's going to go into the neutral zone. So it looks like Heaney's going to take it. Has been in a couple times, but doesn't get a lot of minutes for the Red Foxes. Junior. Who play with the Vipers before Marist.
Yeah, you also have senior Wagerbauer out there as well.
Yeah, I haven't heard a lot of him this season, but
No, I believe, from what I was hearing from some of the players, I believe when he played last Friday against Central Connecticut, that was his first game of the year.
I feel like I've seen him before that game, but
I feel like I have too. I feel like I remember calling his name, or at least might have been one of the ones where he's getting more minutes, but
he's certainly got experience with this team.
yeah, I mean, being here for 4 years, you know, every year, at the beginning of the season, we were talking with Anthony Russo. He said there's a couple players that even on the team last year that were pretty good, and they got cut. So he has to battle every year for his spot on the roster. So it's not like he doesn't improve, isn't getting better, and isn't here for a reason.
Siena penalty to number 10, Don Rosen. 2 minutes behind skipping. Time of the penalty, 15:06. Don Rosen, 2 minutes behind skipping.
So high sticking penalty on Siena. Didn't see that at all.
Neither did
but
I. I didn't even see the hand get called or any motion towards the box.
But anyways, Marist is going to be on the power play.
Yeah, they already have one power play marker looking to get their second of the night.
Buchek with speed in the middle, diping it off to Hickman, shot, and that's right off of McCarthy.
Right there, despite giving up 4 goals, McCarthy's been a really good goaltender. You saw it right there with the rebound. He had it right in front of him, and he had an active stick to get it out of the way.
Opportunity is stopped, and the net gets adjusted, so they will need something. Looks like they need a new marker.
I don't know what he's calling for. I think that just looks like he was saying run the clock, but you don't run the clock.
Couldn't really tell what he was doing. Maybe, I guess, Marist was looking for a penalty since the Saints went into
But there wasn't a
Russo.
penalty there to be called.
No, I'm thinking that maybe Marist was wanted a penalty called, and there was obviously no penalty. Period. I mean, we just got bumped into Rousseau. That one floats right into McCarthy's glove. Seems like it's been quite quiet this evening.
Yeah, it has. I mean, despite the turnout, there hasn't really been much fan engagement. Hopefully, maybe tomorrow, it's a little bit of a 4:15, a late afternoon game. Instead of, fans getting ready to go do night activities, they'll have time to come here in the afternoon.
Yeah, and it's interesting you mentioned the game tomorrow. The game, guess who they're playing tomorrow?
I was going to say Merrimack, but I know that's next week. Is it Rider University?
They
No.
are playing Roger Williams. You want to know
Keep
where
me in on
Roger
that one.
Williams is?
Where?
Rhode Island. They're in Rhode Island. So Roger Williams will be coming to play Marist. So
Marist
long,
definitely caught a break there.
long car ride for Roger Williams to come up here tomorrow.
Yeah, that's brutal.
It's gonna be they're a little bit closer than I am because they're a little
Where
bit
are you
further
from?
out.
You're not from
I'm not from where Roger Williams are. They're further up in the state of Rhode Island. So I would say Roger Williams is probably, if I were to guess, probably about 3 hours from Marist. And Buchek with the puck. Over to Barone. Barone to Hickman. Barone with it again. Power play kill for the Saints. dished a shot right on McCarthy that time. 2:43 on the clock. Shot fired. Taylor went down, but another opportunity for the Red Foxes. Barone just putting it right on. 2:33 remaining in period number 2.
So I just looked it up. Roger Williams is 3 hours and 37 minutes away.
Oh, so it's about the same distance.
So no, I'm going to tack on an extra 30 minutes, maybe an extra 45 for taking the coach bus.
Yeah, I would say so too.
Because they're going to have to cut through Connecticut, obviously, and there's the merit on Connecticut, which doesn't allow commercial buses like that, so they're going to have to either take back streets or a different highway here.
It all depends on traffic.
That's a big thing, too, but I assume they're going to be leaving early in the morning.
I would hope so.
4:15 game, they might want to get here an hour and a half, call that 2:45, 4-hour bus ride. They'll leave around 8 o'clock, so they could catch some traffic, but for the most part, I think it'll be clear, especially on it being a Saturday.
Connecticut can be busy at times, so.
It can be. Trust me, I'm from there, and I'm driving places. One time I was coming back from a game at 1 a.m. in the morning. I, for some reason, was in 25-minute standstill traffic.
Yeah.
And there wasn't even a car accident. I was curious what caused that.
Yeah, I mean, Connecticut's never a place that you really want to, drive through. It always seems like I'm driving through there, and there's always traffic as there's an opportunity for the Saints. Waved off, no goal.
What a save there by Russo. He extended the glove in the blocker there to get that save there.
Stoneman went down, so he kind of tripped, it looked like, a little bit of Siena.
No call there. That's
so it didn't happen. No call. Doesn't happen.
Just like, you know what they say, no fun, no foul.
Exactly. 1 minute remaining in period number 2. Red Foxes down by 1. As Wild is looking forward to it. Over to Casey, and that's going to be covered up by McCarthy, but extracurriculars ensue. Look like Marist is trying to get a stick on the puck, and looks like the Saints weren't too happy about that.
I wouldn't be. When I was playing, if you touch the goalie, that's a no-no.
Gotta love the physicality, gotta love the rivalry between these two teams. 13-15, I mean, there's so much added to this game. Marist not happy that they lost the first 2 games against Siena.
No, the last thing you want is
to get swept by your rival. Muscatello pushed it forward for the Saints.
A little bit of some interference there on the far end on Wild from Muscatello.
12 seconds remaining in this period. As the Red Foxes are down 1, they're probably just going to try to clear it and live another day, but tripping's going to be called, and Siena
right there. Shulman gave a little bit of an extra whack at Wild there.
Assistant captain.
I think Shulman might be heading to the box too.
So Shulman and Casey both headed to the box. So guess what we love to see?
What do we love to see?
4-on-4 hockey.
I don't think it will be 4-on-4. I think it'll be offsetting penalty. No, you're right. It will be 4-on-4. I was thinking because of the fact that there's both minors called, but it wasn't derived from the same play. Oh, Capo Caco scored. Good for him.
5 seconds is going to be remaining in period number 2. And then the penalties. Actually, you might be right, because right now it looks like it will be 5-on-5. So it looks like it's going to be offsetting penalties. So it looks like it's going to be 2 minutes for 2 different penalties on both guys.
Yeah, and it looks like it will be Siena Saints power play.
No, it's 5-on-5. Oh,
No,
yeah.
yeah. Sometimes I struggle with math, Derek, but I can count on my fingers.
So the Saints will have the power play for 1:55 in period number 2. We'll be right back for period number 3. We'll see. Will the Red Foxes be able to get it done in this one?
horrible tonight.
Like, this team fucking sucks.
Yeah, I just
Oh, and we're back. Big game coming on. This team, you know, Marist has really, you know, got things going. They were really able to, you know, get something going in that last period. They got more goals in. Siena now leads in this game 5-4. Period 3 coming up. Tommy, what do you expect for the final minutes?
As it started to pick up at the end of the second period, I'm expecting intensity to pick up. You know, it's a closer game, so it's starting to mean a little bit more. The Red Foxes are down 1 goal. They might, I don't want to say they're going to try to cheat a goal out, but, you know, they're going to play a little bit more, less defensively in a way. They're going to try to stay defensively sound, but while pushing the flow, too.
Yeah, it should be interesting to see how aggressive they are, though, early on. 149 power play for Siena. So I'm not sure they'll be as aggressive as one would expect right out of the gate, just because you only got 3 guys on the ice.
They have 4.
Oh, I missed a number. I missed a guy.
Yeah, no, that's very true, Derek. You gotta make sure you protect your own first, as they say. You gotta make sure you don't let in any goals before you score one. But right now, you just gotta come into this game thinking it's a 0-0 game so far, and just forget about the periods. Try to stay disciplined, because right now that's really it's been screwing them over. Is they're taking a couple of extra penalties for no reason, just throwing a couple slashes out when they don't need to.
Yeah, power play kill is what they're gonna have to do for the last minute and 28 seconds.
But when it comes to 5-on-5, Marist has been keeping up with Siena very well.
Yep, they have. Apologies for coming to the broadcast a little bit too quickly after the break.
I'll tell you what, Derek, after a little bit of a shaky start from Michael Russo, letting up 3 goals in the first period, he's played very well, only letting up 1 since then, and the 1 goal he let in wasn't really even his fault. It was off of a really nice 2-on-1 play.
And Buchik with it for the Red Foxes, looking at Stoneman, thinks about it. He's going to take the shot, and that one's going to go wide.
He had a chance there. I saw the little corner he was looking at there, and he almost thread the needle there.
Apologies for cursing during the break. As Farady's with it, moving forward now this time are the Red Foxes. Now Siena moving forward. And that's going to be a hit there by the Red Foxes. He goes down. Delayed penalty is going to ensue. And 5 seconds were left on the power play for Siena. So one guy will head to the box. It will be even for 5 seconds. But then Marist will have a huge power play advantage there.
This is an incredibly large face-off for the Red Foxes here. They really got to win this and make sure they get set up and then let whoever's coming out from the box. I believe it's going to be McCormick. Looks like he's lined up to go out, and I assume they're just going to send in, I think it's Buchik who's next in line. Go get a quick change. You got to make sure you get set up and stay on the zone. Or it might be Kehoe next, because I know he tends to quarterback on first power play unit. It's going to be Buchek coming out. I'm interested to see what the strategy here that our Coach Hurlbutt's cooked up. I'm wondering if they're going to have a shoot first mentality, if they're going to have to work it around and find the perfect shot.
Should be interesting. Casey's still listed in the box, but I think he would be.
I believe it's next whistle he's going to come out. Or no, I think he has to serve another 2 minutes.
But wasn't it 4 minutes for the other guy?
Yes, that's why they're both still in the box.
No. But there's already 18 is in the box.
No, Derek. Because Casey got an extra. He got 2 minutes. He got a slashing and I believe it was a roughing.
Yeah,
and
he
then,
got 4 minutes, but didn't the Siena guy get
no,
4 minutes
that's
as
why
well?
there's the Marist power play there, or the Marist penalty kills, because there wasn't 2 penalties. He didn't get 2. He got 1. And
Okay.
that's why after.
No,
he
I was
able
just
to get out.
confused because there was 2 guys in the box for Siena.
Yeah, there was, because he
before.
got a penalty, but
It was
the-
only 2
the-
minutes and not the 4.
yeah, because the Casey and I don't forget the number, but they had the offsetting roughing penalties,
Okay.
and then
And then Casey had the extra
yeah,
2 minutes.
before the play, Casey had the slash or the trip, whatever it was called.
I got you.
Good to know you're with us.
Just a little confusing there.
It can be.
As Heaney has the puck for the Red Foxes. Zorda pass to his defenseman, shot right off the boards. And that's going to be a shot that's going to hit the boards again.
Yeah.
Faraday lost the puck, but he's going to try to get her right back. Gets help. And the Red Foxes control it. Heaney with it. Fouling around. Tried to go in the middle, but it's going to go too far back. Red Foxes on the power play. A little nitpick there by the Saints. Got into Rousseau. 25 seconds of the power play for Marist.
Yeah, that was Alex Stone. Ooh, I don't know if he blew a tire there, but it looked like as he was getting up, he was attempting to nurse something there. The Saints goal scorer for tonight.
Wild with it inside.
It's a good
Off
quality
the
shot.
tender. And that's going to be saved. There's going to be 10 seconds left of the power play for Marist.
Right now, the Red Foxes got to make sure they have their head on a swivel, watching the clock and making sure they're not getting beat from behind.
Rousseau gets it away, so now it's back to even strength.
The next whistle, the Red
Casey.
Foxes will get Casey back. That's going to be a big addition.
Barone skating around. He gets hit inside. That one goes off of the foot off of Siena's foot. An opportunity. Hickman's going to steal it away. That's going to be a penalty, though.
That's a questionable call, in my opinion. As Jack Casey is released from the penalty box, that's going to be, I'm going to say hooking is the call. Hooking or tripping for Hickman, and it's called tripping.
Yeah, tripping, just put his stick too far out in front and just got him in the legs. So now Siena will be on the power play. Not something you want if you're the Red Foxes. Cannot have penalties when you're down 1. That's going to be off of Rousseau's stick. In front, Casey clears it away.
Russo on these shorthanded kills here is doing a really good job so far. He's made a couple really good saves and kept the puck out of the net.
He uses his pads quite frequently. This time it's Casey, fresh legs. He's going to get a shot off. That goes right off the stick. 2 guys go down. Stick goes flying. They're going to blow the whistle.
Yeah, I think that's going to be called. I think that was called roughing. I honestly don't know what the what that call was.
But it's Sam
Like I know what it was,
Hedlund
but I don't
who's
know
headed to
what
the box.
the technical term is. But now we're gonna have 4-on-4 for 118, and then another Red Fox power play.
Yeah, that Red Fox power play is going to be 42 seconds.
It's gonna be Buchik and Stoneman, backed by Barone and Kehoe.
Stoneman for the face-off. Don't see it a lot, but
I've been seeing a little bit more. He's taking a good amount today.
but Buchik with it. And they're going to try to clear it for a split second, but Barone has it. This time it's Keogh defending. Stoneman pushing it forward. Both guys go down. No call because they just slipped.
Buchik's injured.
Still playing through it.
Yeah, that's a good move by him to turn and throw it out. He's got to get off.
In front! And goes into the back of the net. Siena, goal number 6 on the day. And Siena's headed to the box.
I think he just got a misconduct. Well, I don't know the rest of the technical foul. Oh my! It might be Larry Bird. It might actually be. He just teed him up.
He teed Sullivan up.
For a taunting call is what that was.
So Sullivan should be headed to the box, would be my guess.
Unsportsmanlike conduct. Yeah, he pointed a little bit back at the Red Fox box there. That's, gonna be honest, I don't think it's kind of a soft call.
Personally, I think it might have been a little too much.
No, all he did was do a quick little point, and that was it. I've seen it many times. Players are pointing all the time.
I think he said something. He definitely
very
said
well
something.
could have said
and,
something that's not allowed.
He's going to be headed to the box. Sullivan doesn't know he's supposed to go to the box. So.
Yeah,
he's confused.
This is going to be a large or a huge power play here. It's going to rotate to a 5-on-3 in 15 seconds.
But wouldn't Hickman be good to go back on since Siena scored, or do you have to wait?
No, it was 4-on-4. It was even strength. Sportsmanlike conduct is the call.
That makes sense.
Yeah, there definitely had to have been some extra words said because all I saw was just a point, and I've seen many players point before in lower level leagues.
Whoa, there's a hit.
Because now it's a 5-on-3 for the Red Foxes for 37 seconds.
Have to take advantage here.
Either you don't score now, or you have to score at least during this opportunity in this 2-minute power play.
25 seconds, 5-on-3. More than likely, you want to score here.
Yeah, definitely. Because if you score here, then you have another power play advantage, and your power play is rolling.
15 seconds now. And it looks like they won't get a goal before it goes back to regular power play. 5 seconds, 3 now.
Well, he's got to watch his back.
And doesn't go through. So now just back to regular power play. 55 seconds of the power play for the Red Foxes.
Right now, the Red Foxes kind of got to throw stuff on net and just get people in front, screen McCarthy. Because if the goalie can't see the puck, there's no way he's stopping it.
Moving around was the Saints. Was Pierce, who has had a lot of huge games for the Saints. And he gets hit hard.
It's a good takedown by Wild.
And now they're going to set it up. That one gets deflected, but goes the Red Fox way. It's Kwong. Tried to make a move, but he gets stopped pretty easily that time by Robinson. Robinson's starting to push it a little bit for the Saints. Now it's Barone. Forward to Stoneman. Now Stoneman with it. Passing inside. Loose. Puck is loose, but Siena gets it back. 11:35 in period number 3. Back to full strength, so Red Foxes can't take advantage of the possible power play. Had a 5-on-3 opportunity, then 5-on-4, but no goals were scored there.
Ooh, nice move by Stoneman at the line.
Opportunity. That one goes in the back of the net. Red Foxes with an answer. That's goal number 5. Down by 1.
There you go. That's a 5-on-5 goal there, which is really needed there. Just really good play there by Stoneman at the blue line to make them move, get past him, then drive it down low, force an extra defender towards him, as that left the goal scorer wide open, who I believe that was Casey, was it? Or I couldn't fully see the number.
Casey was involved, but I don't think he ended up getting the goal.
Or it might have been Hickman. I think Hickman was the goal scorer there. But yeah, it's a really good move there by Stoneman to draw the defenseman down. Then, like I said, all game, you got to get pucks on net and you got to get pucks up close. Sorry, Zach Taylor with his second of the night.
He's been having an impact. We talked about it early on in the season. The youth.
He has. Speaking of youth, a freshman we haven't called a lot this game, but he's definitely played well because I believe he has a point, was Michael Russo.
Yeah, I mean, it's not necessarily all about getting into the back of net. It's about contributing at any level you can, and he's showed speed throughout his throughout the season.
He definitely has.
Keogh went a little bit too aggressive. He's going to have to get back. Only one defenseman back, but Wild with a big save, not allowing Rousseau to have to get to it.
Right now, that's what you need. You kind of, I don't want to say you need guys to play out of their position, but you kind of do. You need guys to step up like they're like Wild, making the defensive effort to get back after Kehoe maybe went down a little bit too far.
Pass forward. Now it's KC deflected by the Saints. Saints get it right back this time. Now it's Suwansi setting it up for the Saints. And that was misfired. And it's an opportunity for Kwong, but just didn't get enough on it.
That was Kyle Buchek there.
I guess I can't read.
I think you only saw the
27-7.
I think you only saw the 7.
Giving me the benefit of the doubt today.
Yeah. I mean, I had the better because I'm a little bit off of the side. I assume from your angle you couldn't see it.
Kwong inside, almost went into the back of the net.
I thought that one did trickle in after the deflection. Good play there by McCarthy to get his stick out in front of his 5-hole.
Garrity is pushing it forward. Saints wanted an icing call, but they're not going to get it. Hickman, no! And that one's going to go down the ice. Icing was waved off. It went all the way down there. That one goes into the back of the net. Siena with an answer. Now lead by 2. 12 goals.
No, apparently now they lead by
Yeah, scoreboard
by
malfunction. 8. Scoreboard malfunction.
I don't really know how to describe that play. They threw it in front and then just happened to trickle in the way behind Russo after a deflection.
12 goals have been scored in this game.
There's something about home games on Friday that it's goals galore.
I guess so, man. I mean, this is just... It certainly has been something.
But let me say this. This high-scoring affair, I think, is better than last Friday's high-scoring affair.
I mean, not if you're a Marist fan. You would love...
No. That's true, but at least the game's competitive and it's not 13-5, and the goaltenders are playing well. Obviously, 13 goals is a lot, but it's not directly on the goalies.
It doesn't feel like it's 7-5.
It doesn't. No, it feels like a lot closer of a game because that first period was...
Well, no, I mean, it just doesn't seem like there's that many goals scored.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's...
Opportunity for the Saints. Stopped in front. And extracurriculars ensue.
Yeah. Wait, I don't know what happened. I said yeah, thinking what I thought happened. But yeah, no, Pavone there kind of jumped on the puck, laid on it, and grabbed it. I saw him extend his arm and pull it in.
I think it was fair. It looked like it might have been Richie Williams.
Was it?
Who grabbed the puck instead of
Richie Williams
Barone.
isn't on the ice.
24.
24, thought that was 14. Hurlbutt is furious right now, yelling at Richie Williams is what it looked like, as it's a penalty shot because of that.
So it's Garancio for Siena, and it's going to be saved! No cigar for the Saints.
Great discipline by Michael or Anthony Russo. That's the big thing that all goaltenders focus on, is that during penalty shots, they can't be the one to bite. That's what all forwards try to do. They try to make one move, get the goalie to bite, but Russo, you know, he came out big and then sat down and made the stop.
And some extracurriculars amongst the fans.
Letting us know he scored twice.
And Heaney is for the face-off for the Red Foxes. And it's Garancio for the Saints. And it's Wagerbauer moving forward for Marist, continuing to put pressure. He does so. Haven't heard a lot of Berg, but Berg is on the ice. And it's Barone pushing it forward over to Berg. Berg, Heaney involved. He gets the puck, sees the defenseman, and wants to fire it up the ice. He does so, but not before Stone gets to... No, it wasn't even Stone. Wow, my eyes are not looking good today.
Do you have cataracts?
I do not.
I think you should go get them checked.
I think my eyes maybe I need a better prescription.
I think you might need to sleep too.
Yeah, maybe.
You were talking about how you were tired during the intermission.
Yeah, I mean,
Get some slumber.
maybe I need to open my eyes.
Yeah, just force them open.
8:31 remaining in this one. Saints lead 7-5. 8:31 remaining in this one. It's going to be Rowan who moved it forward for the Saints, but that time it stopped by Keogh, put it in front, but Saints were right there to gather it right back. This time it's Garancio, and he gets it in the back of the net. That is goal number 3.
That was a really good rip right there. I'm not really sure what to say. That was just a really powerful shot that I said earlier. He has the goal scorer's touch and he has a fast release, and that's quite frankly exactly what he did. And he's again shown himself why he's a top player in this league.
What can we say? He's been dominant, continues to be dominant. That's why he has at least 30 points this season. Arguably, some would say he's their best player, some would say second best.
I think it's a tie between the two.
He's just been dominant throughout. Opportunity! 8 minutes remaining in this one. Pushing it forward. They were able to do so. Making a move. Now it's Hickman pushing it forward. Trying to get as much as they possibly can here. Need at least 2 goals if you're the Red Foxes to feel confident.
Yeah, 2 goals before, I'm going to say the 4-minute mark would be good. So that puts a massive emphasis on time right now.
Yeah, I agree. I wouldn't say 4-3 is probably what you need.
3, yeah, I'm saying 4 to feel super confident. You know, you have 2 minutes of kind of just playing your game, playing a little fast because you're going to have the momentum of scoring 2 quick goals. And then around the 2-minute mark, you can pull your goalie if you have sustained offensive pressure, and that gives you a lot of time.
Yep.
Because then especially if they say score during that, they then have...
And there's an exact reason why Rousseau went on the ice. They wanted to make sure that they have speed and are just able to get something to be able to be mustered up. Barone. Another shot right off of Rousseau. And the other Rousseau at speed, the freshman Rousseau. 6:25 remaining in period number 3, and Siena has really been getting in the back of the net quite often today. Hat trick for one of their guys.
Right now, if you're Siena, you're kind of just playing a little slow. You're just dumping it in and rotating, just
Playing keep away.
Yeah, keep away, but you also just, when you have the puck, you're just throwing it down once you get to the red line, get some quick changes, and just don't really let the Red Foxes get much pressure going.
Stoneman.
Bruno got his stick thrown away, and that's going to be called for interference. Never mind, it looks like now... Never mind, I was wrong. I thought the ref was escorting Bruno to the box, but...
Robinson headed to the box. Haven't heard a lot about Robinson throughout this game, but he's listed at 6'1", 185 pounds from Natick, Massachusetts.
Yeah, that's a big guy. That's a big guy. He's, No, they have their one of their backup goaltenders is 6'5". That's a big dude.
That's huge.
Yeah. This is a do or die power play right here.
Yeah. If they don't get this, I'm not so sure they're coming back.
Yeah, because that's going to leave you with 3 minutes left. You're going to have to score pretty much a goal a minute.
Question for you as you look at this game. Let's say the Red Foxes score a goal here in this. So you're down 8-6, because you know me, I love hypotheticals.
Yeah.
When do you pull your goalie if you're down 2, or do you wait till you're down 1?
No, you pull your goalie when you're down 2.
Okay.
I've seen teams, I think it was the 2016 NCAA D1 Frozen 4.
2016, we're taking it
yeah,
way
we're
back.
throwing it back. We're throwing it back to the Chino Hills days. But, yeah, I was watching, I don't think it was the Providence Friars. It might have been Providence, but there was a team that was down, I think, 7-2.
7-2?
Let me finish the story here. Halfway through the second period, right?
Yep.
So they had 10 minutes left in a whole third period. They're down 7-2.
Oh my God.
Their season's on the line. Coach said, we're pulling the goalie.
7-2?
They came back and won.
No way.
Yeah.
No way.
Or it might not have been, I might be, but it was like a 4-goal deficit, 5-goal deficit. They were down by a lot. Halfway through the period, the coach said, it's do or die. We're pulling the goalie at this point. And it worked. It was a gamble. Because I think they got too quick, because they had, I think, a 5-on-3 power play.
Yep.
So the coach said, all right, let's make it a 6-on-3 power play. I think they went on to score 2 goals there to make it, I think, a 3-goal game left going into the third period, or with 5 minutes left in the second.
Yep.
So they were in a way better chance of being down.
That's interesting.
5.
So according to your storyline there, anything can happen.
I can, but I'm also saying the circumstances are different. It's the end. It's win or go home.
It's a regular season game here.
Yeah. Granted, there's a little bit of some stakes of regionals, but
it'd be different if this was more of a playoff game or regional.
Yeah. Say this is the championship to the regionals. You know what I mean? Say this is the final game of regionals. They had the nationals. You're gonna pull out all the strings.
And extracurriculars. Seems like I've been saying that a lot tonight.
You have. And I don't think we're getting any extra points for it, are we? And no extra credit.
Thank you guys for continuing to tune in throughout this entire broadcast as Siena leads 8-5. I'd like to thank my entire crew for their great effort tonight. Diving in the elements.
You make it sound like there's a really bad snowstorm outside.
It's not bad at all.
Is it even snowing?
I don't think it's snowing.
Or is it raining? I know that
I don't even think it's raining. I think
I
it's
thought
actually,
there was some weather earlier today I saw when I was looking at it.
I know it was raining earlier. It's actually perfect degree. Perfect outside.
Oh, perfect.
40 degrees, cloudy. You know, what could be wrong?
Mm-hmm. Maybe it could be a little warmer.
40 degrees during the wintertime? I mean,
No, I
don't
know, but I'm
how
saying
much-
if you want it to be perfect,
I mean,
I could sit with a good 65.
dude, but it's not gonna be 65.
It won't be, but
You can't. You gotta be
you
realistic.
got to be with the circumstances. You're right.
Wintertime, 40 degrees.
It's been frigid the past couple of days.
Yeah, I mean, I'm so glad that we got great weather today.
I was shocked it was like 51 the other day.
It was perfect.
But when I walked outside, I didn't feel 51.
Well, I mean, wind certainly.
It was windy, and being on the river doesn't help.
Now 2:24, down by 3. Red Foxes not looking to what they wanted in this one, but we mentioned earlier, tune in tomorrow. You know, it's going to be a great game. That's going to be a big win. That's going to be a tough game for them against Roger Williams.
Almost spoke a little too soon there, it sounded like.
I mean, maybe I think I did speak too soon. That's going to be a game where that's going to be a game that's. Did I miss something?
Yeah, there was a big hit there by the Red Foxes. It's going to be
Richie Williams headed to the
Richie
box.
Williams headed to the box for. I didn't see what the call was right there because it was against the.
Well, he'll be in the
Boars.
box for the rest of the game because there's a minute.
Following
56.
a penalty or a power play goal, but yeah. Oh, it looks like 14's about to get called. He's getting called to the box too for something. More than likely unsportsmanlike. That's a little. It's gonna be Scarino actually into the box. Wow.
Had a hat trick in the game and he's headed to the box.
And I don't know what he's getting thrown for.
Who knows? But as we look to the next game, they're going to be playing Roger Williams tomorrow. It's going to be a big game for the Red Foxes. Coming off a loss against Siena, you scored a lot of goals, but defense wasn't, wouldn't you say, the biggest, disappointment for the Red Foxes was defense?
Yeah, definitely. Just lack of discipline too. You saw after the first period there wasn't really a lot of penalties, but then coming into the second one, you saw there was a lot of slashing, hacking, second back comments and everything. It's just going to be a timeout for the Red Foxes.
And certainly fans, I guess, weren't so happy with the call on that one to call timeout. So
Yeah,
certainly fans giving their voice of displeasure.
I'm going to be honest here. I'm shocked the refs didn't tell Richie Williams and Scarino just to head to the locker rooms.
I mean, you want to. I mean, yeah.
No, I know, but typically in games like this, they send players.
I would just send them to the locker room. I mean,
Well, that's typically what it is. If the player, I've seen players get majors with like 4 minutes left, and they just tell them head to the locker room. There's no point for them to stay in the box.
yeah,
They're not going to
pretty
get
much.
out.
I mean,
Or misconducts, obviously, those are all different. Or double minors, I've seen them
maybe they'll
sent to the box.
maybe they'll hope that it's going into overtime.
Overtime. Then you just send them to the box and bring them out.
Yeah, fair enough.
Or send them to the locker room and then say, all right, because they're going to cut the ice for OT.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you look at this game,
Yeah.
I hate to break it to you, Tommy, but I'm not so sure it's going to be going into overtime.
You're the one who said OT.
Well, you never know. I mean, hypotheticals. You know me with hypotheticals. I love anything to do with hypotheticals. But 156 remaining in this game, and I tell you what, dude, it's been a blast. Great game throughout. We'll see what happens if either team pulls their goalie. Well, I mean, Siena wouldn't pull their goalie here.
Why not? For the fun of it.
For the fun of just pulling a goalie.
Yeah.
I mean, that's to another level. But I think at this point, if Marist was down by 2 goals,
Yeah, do it. Get a 5-on-4.
You do it. Down 3. I mean, it's kind of similar. We were talking, during our breaks because basketball was happening. Marist basketball played and
We're talking about the foul situation.
fouls. I mean, it's pretty similar to that.
Yeah, the one thing I don't like about the fouls is it just extends the game for too long.
Yeah,
It
but
can make 13 seconds take 10 minutes just because
yeah,
of
but if you look at it,
fouling and then timeouts.
but if you look at it on this perspective, from a hockey perspective, you could say, well, if you're just adding an extra guy, score a goal, waste time, and you're down by 2, and then try again, maybe you score. I mean, yes, you have more of a chance than in basketball, but
let me say this, Derek, to interject. The time of, say there's a minute 6 left,
I mean,
it won't take, it'll take maybe
there's a lot more
4
stoppages.
minutes. Yeah.
A lot more stoppages at the end of a game. But, I always look at this. When Foxes go down, not something they wanted. They get swept by Siena this season, so not what they wanted. They might need some help to try to get into regionals this year.
Yeah, they're definitely going to need a couple of teams to lose, and they're going to need to win out. With Roger Williams coming up, and then Merrimack and
Ryder
State to finish out the. Is it Ryder State? No, it's Ryder
Nah,
University.
it's just Ryder.
That's no
MAC
college.
team too.
There's no college or
I
university.
think it's maybe. Actually, that's a great point.
I feel like there's got to be something with it.
I want to say it's Ryder University.
That
yeah,
sounds right.
Ryder. Yeah, Ryder University. But
there's 10 seconds left in this 8-5 game.
well, certainly interesting. Siena is going to come up victorious in this one. Siena wins 8-5. Red Foxes go down. They get swept by Siena. We'll be right back tomorrow for the game against Roger Williams. Big game alongside Tommy Berry. I'm Derek DeGallo saying so long. See you guys.